What's the biggest mistake that I've made in crypto so you don't have to? The biggest mistake that I have ever made came in 2017. I watched my crypto go crazy from $3,000 to $21,000. Now, some of you may say, that's not crazy, but for me, it was a lot. Especially the fact that I was completely broke at the time and I was using money from Uber just to put into crypto. Well, I didn't take any profits. It was the first and only time that I didn't take any profits. And I watched that $21,000 go all the way down to about $900. And I kept it in there until this day. I mean, I don't know. I never sold that crypto, but I can't say I never sold it. It's hard to track it, but it's probably done really well because I stuck to the market and I just kept dollar cost averaging. And I said, you know what? Why take a loss now? I might as well see if this market's going to come back. And it did. And it always does around the halving cycle. You start to see a couple months after, boom, everything goes crazy. And I think we're there. I think that's going to happen in the coming months into the next year and a half. But the biggest mistake I made was not taking profits. And so many people, they get wrecked without taking profits. You see it in my comments. You see it in multiple creators' comments. When the market's doing bad, you know, I'm the villain, everybody else is the villain that talks about cryptos. When the market's good, we're gods. And we tell you all the time that when you get a 2, 3, 4, 5x your money, why are you not taking profits? Why are you sitting there and just waiting for that 100x, right? Without taking profits on the way up. Now, this is my philosophy and it works for me, and I don't know if it's going to work for you, but again, it's worked for me and my family. Do what you will with it, because I'm not a financial advisor, obviously, but it's one of the biggest mistakes that I've ever made is not taking profits. And the other thing is that some of you, including myself, will end up buying the top of a green candle. You'll think that something's going to go crazy. Maybe you saw a video late. Maybe you just got in late, right? Late in terms of the short term. And everything has a pullback like we've seen. And now you're sitting there, you just put $1,000 into something and you're down $700, $600, $500. And then you sell. You say, fuck it, I'm going to take my losses. This thing's never going to go back up. I don't have conviction. I only bought it because I watched a video. Well, first off, that's your first mistake. Watching somebody, myself, anyone, and saying, oh, Tyler likes it, so I'm going to buy it, without doing your own research. And one of the biggest mistakes that I made in the past was doing that same thing. I would buy the tops of markets. I would see a video not realizing that it was 2 months ago and that crypto was still cranking. And I would buy it not knowing that crypto is already up 18x, 20x, 30x, right? Just not doing my research on it, looking at the charts and saying, okay, 2 months ago it was here and now it's here. Should I be buying it? Is there cases where that's okay? Sure. But generally speaking, when a crypto's up 10, 20, 30x, you might want to stay away from it. One of the biggest mistakes that I've done and learned, so you don't have to, even though some of you may very well do that, try to avoid that, right? Do your own research. Look at charts. Say, wow, this thing has been a green candle for the last 3 months. Maybe I should wait until there's a couple of red candles. What else? Let's talk about the end of this cycle. There's undoubtedly going to be an end to this cycle. If this cycle ends and you're still in crypto and you haven't taken profits and you are that person that's like, oh, I'm just going to wait. The market will recover, XYZ. This person said this person said that, and the market doesn't recover, and it just keeps going down and down and down and down, right? And I'm talking like everything, not just a handful of crypto. I'm talking the entire market just doesn't have any type of life in it. You don't see any upticks. It's just, we're done. And then you get to the point where everybody's saying, okay, maybe it is over. We got to wait till the next halving event, the next Bitcoin bull run, the next bull market, right? A lot of people that didn't sell will then say, fuck it, I'm going to sell at the bottom. Not realizing that a lot of those cryptos, not all of them, but a lot of those cryptos, especially if you're talking about mid and large caps, will come back. And so throughout my 9 years of investing in crypto, one of the things that I would do during a bear market when I would take profits, but I would keep some in. I wouldn't sell all of it, and I'd watch some of it go down and lose money. Not really, because I've taken out my profits, my initials, right? But I've watched my money go from here to here. Well, those cryptos, right, I have conviction in, right? So what would I do? I would keep buying them. And as it hits that bottom, I would keep buying and buying and buying. And then you look at where we are today, and every single thing that I held on to last bull run is in profit right now. Massive profit, like 5, 10, 15, and 20x profit. I did it with ICP. I watched ICP go all the way down to $1. When I saw that, I said, wow, shit, right? I made some good money on ICP last bull run, and what was left went almost to zero. Well, why would I sell when it's almost at zero? Why wouldn't I hold it and just wait and see what happens the next bull run? So same thing with ICP. What did I do? I bought it at $1, $2, $3, $4, $5. I've been buying it, right? And I'm in massive profit on that crypto along with many others. And a handful may not come back. But that's why you diversify. That's why people diversify. Because you can't win everything. There's some low caps that are going to do really well. Some will do okay. Some will do nothing. Some will lose everything. And this is why diversification is key. So these are things that I have done that have helped me become successful. And you don't just take this TikTok video and say, okay, I got it. Watch it again, right? And then what I say, go test me on it. Go into YouTube and start following some of the largest investors in the world. See what they say, because they'll say the same thing. Imagine, I want this last thing, I'm going to close. I'm going to close with this. Imagine you are someone who's been buying Bitcoin on all of the dips, highs and lows. Oh, Tyler, I used you did a video on how you said you bought Bitcoin at 20 grand. You bought the top. I remember multiple comments, multiple likes, hundreds of people liked it. The guy was like, this guy's an idiot. He bought Bitcoin at 20 grand back at the top in the last bull run. You guys do realize that Bitcoin's at like $63,000 right now, right? That's like a triple my money in just 4 years. Where did I go wrong there? Why am I saying this? Because if you get into the right cryptos, and some you will, some you won't, that's why I diversify. Some will win, some will lose. But ultimately, my hopes and my thoughts are that a couple of these are going to be massive, and the losses won't even matter. And Bitcoin is the perfect example. Sometimes you buy the top. And I dollar cost averaged into Bitcoin all the way down to $3,000. And I kept buying and I kept buying. And I made a few $100,000 because I was patient and waited. Whereas a lot of people will make that mistake and then sell it and then wait for the bottom. The bottom comes so fast that you'll never be able to buy it unless you're consistently dollar cost averaging. And you end up buying in at a higher price than where you sold. It's called FOMO, fear of missing out. And you make that mistake. Don't be that guy. Anyways, make sure you guys like the video if you're still here. I know this was a long one, but I hope all this helped. And obviously, share the video. I'll talk to you soon. Coach Ty out.